This is Andrew Price reporting from some woods in the middle of Norway, on his own, with no one to hold the camera.
Where the wind blows, where the river meets the sea, I'll be waiting for the day when you come back to me. I'll be waiting, cut myself a slice of time.
I'm Andrew Price, and at the moment I'm in Norway, and we've decided to call this video Norway the hard way, because we don't have a lot of the equipment that you really should have to come into very, very deep snow like this. So skis, snowshoes, all those sorts of things would normally be considered essential. But just as an experiment, I thought we'd try out how I can come into these woods without the equipment that would normally be necessary and see how I get on. So at the moment the priority is to build a camp that I can use to survive the night. Now, as you can see, we have my shelter right behind me here. Now, it's a tarp shelter. It's not ideal for this sort of circumstance. Now, the reason for that is because if it snows heavily during the night, the snow will build up on this and it'll probably collapse. So at some point in the night I may have to readjust this, but it'll do for now. It'll keep any falling snow off the trees away while I light my fire. So in a spruce forest like this, one of the best places to find dry, usable kindling is on the lower reaches of the tree, because where the sunlight doesn't reach, the branches die off and you have a lot of these young twigs which have died and dried off because they're away from the ground, and they're perfectly dry and usable as kindling. So that's what we'll do. We'll just start breaking a few of these off, give them a tap, get the snow off first of all. The first step to lighting a fire in winter is to clear the snow away so that we're down to the level of earth. This is our old friend, the silver birch. The loose bark is highly flammable and one of nature's most effective fire lighting materials. Next, I build a platform of dry twigs about thumb thickness on which I'll light the fire. Building an emergency shelter is the second most important skill for winter survival. I start by cutting a strong supporting pole which will form the main ridge of the shelter. Building a raised bed will insulate you from the ground and improve your prospects of a good night's sleep. The shelter and bed are covered with spruce boughs which improve the insulation. A long fire using parallel logs is the most effective method of heating the shelter through the night. Now I have a fire going, I've had a cup of tea, I've had some food, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more like myself, and I'm starting to feel as though I'm becoming a part of the woodland again, and that's the kind of the feeling that you need to get. That's what we call getting into the zone. Morning. So just woken up, good night's sleep. This is the shelter I built. So don't know if you can see it very well. Supported at one end, covered in spruce, mostly birch, built with a raised bed. Now I'm cheating a little bit because I have a sleeping bag with me and a bivvy bag and a roll mat, so I had a really comfortable night, but this would have been a survivable night quite easily just by keeping the fire going, and that would have been fine.
Where the wind blows, where the river meets the sea, I'll be waiting.